I just wanted to ask you about Viv. We're both Dutch, so it's the question I have to ask. She, of course, played as a striker for Arsenal a lot. She was moved into the 10 as well. You've played with her. What do you make of her in the 10 position for City?
I think she's always been, when I played with her, she was a false 9, 9-10. She would always play in the 9. I actually played behind her in the 10. She's such an intelligent player. The way she sees things, spaces. It was a pleasure for me to play with her. I learned a lot from her, even though she was younger than me when we played together in the national team. I think that says something about Viv. I think she does really well in the 10 role. I think she picks up spaces really well. She has so much quality on the ball to be able to set other players up. So I think she's performing really well for City.
Okay, and just lastly from me, is there any clarity on when the Australian players will leave for the Asia Cup?
Yeah, so at the moment we have our last game of the block against Bristol, and after that they will travel.
Okay, thanks, and I'll see you Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Renee. Just before my question, to pick up on the last bit of team news, is there any clarity on how long Taylor Hines might be out for yet?
The swelling had to go down, so she had an ankle injury. Swelling has gone down really well, and so we'll have to see how she keeps on progressing. But in the first couple of days, the first week, it's gone really well. But I can't give you a prognosis yet, but it's looking good. Yeah.
And question on Manchester City. When I look at the league table, about and try and think of reasons they're so far ahead, the goals scored column really kind of jumps out, and actually people's focus on the attackers they've got, but one of the big things they've done is they're really good at set pieces this season, and I wonder, when you're playing such an effective team on set pieces, I know you always prepare that, but does anything extra come into that, and maybe does even that factor into your starting lineup?
Those things always factor in how we make decisions. We would always train them, the set pieces ahead of every game. I think this is a big area that's grown in the game as well. How different teams have different strengths. I think there's a lot of teams in the WSL with set piece power. So we always have to prepare accordingly. And the same is for City. They've scored the most corner goals in the league so far, and they have their targets. So we'll have to manage that really well. And ideally not conceding too many corners, of course.
Thanks, Renee. See you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Thanks, Tim. Max?
All right, Renee. Yeah, just a similar question on Manchester City. Obviously, a lot of the games Arsenal played against City recently, they've been quite end-to-end, and it almost feels like the team that's won has been the team that's sort of maximised their dominant spells in the game. And I was just wondering, are you expecting a similar game on Sunday, and do you enjoy kind of being in end-to-end contests as opposed to one where maybe you're just trying to break the other team down for 90 minutes?
It's different, yes. Spaces will be more open. That means that there's space for both teams, but I think both teams will also be very aware to wanting to close down certain spaces for opposition, because there's so much quality on the pitch, both ends. But me personally, I look forward to this game. I always do, every single game. We faced quite some low blocks that we had to break down. I can imagine that City will come down in low blocks at times as well, just like us. But there will be more moments of other phases in the game which we have to manage well, where we have qualities, and they as well, of course. So I look forward to the game.
When I saw City play at London City recently, they played a completely different way, and I think maybe that's the same with both Manchester clubs. They're very much more conservative when they play away than they play at home, and maybe they can get caught a little bit behind the way they play. Hasegawa takes a different role, and I wondered if you noticed that, because Izzy Goodwin caught them out many times for London City, and probably should have scored twice. She hit the bar and the post.
Yeah, I think I obviously I watch the games. I've seen the moments. I can't tell with what mindset City is going to go into this game. I would believe that they're very happy with the way they're performing, and they want to keep on going with these performances and doing the things they're doing. And I think what they do really well is their high press and creating chances from there. So I don't know what they will do coming to the Emirates, coming to play against us in front of 40,000. I don't know. We'll see. But I think what all teams do nowadays is you're good at any phase of the game. So I think the game will be played in different phases.
And the last one for me is someone like Hasegawa, who pulls the strings. She's like their magician, I guess. How on earth do you neutralise a player like that who is everywhere all at once?
Yeah, and I think she's not the only one. They have a lot of players that can do something for them. Yeah, we put a good plan in place defensively for ourselves. But what's important for us as well is knowing how good we are on the ball and what we can create. So yeah, it will be a nice battle with two really good teams with a lot of good football players on the pitch.
Brilliant, thanks. See you on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Thanks. And the only other question was about Manchester City. They're the only team to have beaten you in the WSL this year, as you know. And you mentioned before about draws being the reason why you're not level with them in the league. I'm wondering what your memory of that defeat in Manchester, what your main memory of that game is, and how that, if any way, shaped you heading into this one.
Of course, there's takeaways from that game from many perspectives. I think it was a really good game of football. They win it. I think the season before, there's also quite some goals, and we win it. So those are the type of games against City, and there's of course a lot of learnings from that game, and they will also look at the game and see what they can learn from it, how they want to deal with things or exploit things, and that's what we are doing at the moment as well. So as I said, I look forward to it. All processes are the same. We analyze the opposition. We always look at the game that we've played before and what they've been doing, and then we look at ourselves and all the good things that we are doing at the moment as well that we want to bring to the game. So that's no different, and I look forward to Sunday.
Hi, Andre. Sort of the usual one from me, fitness update going into the weekend. How's the squad looking?
Yeah, it looks good. I think we have been training well this week. Alba Fagino got a concussion in the last game. She's not able to play the game that is coming on, not available for this weekend. But otherwise, everything is as it was last week.
It was great to see Mary back on the field after her long layoff with injury. Just how has she been this week? How did she get through those first minutes back?
Yeah, of course, it's not easy to come in and play, but it's also for her to find the right timing of how much do we push her, when do we modify her, and I think the medical team is important in this one also to find a great balance for her in that, so it's not becoming, we can't just go in and have the same as everybody else. She's been away for a long time, and she's now back, but at the same time it takes time to get to the same level, both physically and as a player, as she was when she got injured. So she's in a good way.
I just wanted to ask about Carolyn and her form as well. I think that's 5 goals in her last 3 league games. Just what have you made of the impact she's made on the team now she's fully fit and seemingly firing?
Yeah, it shows what great quality we have in the group. I think we were sitting here a couple of months ago and talking about Alba Fagino in that role, or how good she has been in playing in that, and then she got injured and Caroline came in, and with this last week's shows the depth of the squad. But just talking about Caroline's impact to the games has been massive. Of course, she's great running in behind. She has the explosiveness that is enormous. She's also good in finishing. Of course, she's been very good, but she's coming in, and like I also said afterwards, she's also very eager to support the team in the defending part, which is important against Chelsea and Arsenal especially.
you've said throughout the season the mentality has been kind of one game at a time and take each challenge as it comes. But maybe looking back to the Chelsea game, now it's almost a week since. Do you almost see it not in a different light, but do you appreciate maybe the enormity of that win, or just how good maybe the performance was that day? How do you sort of reflect on a win that good a week on?
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a benchmark for the group. We played Chelsea twice before and lost both of them. It's been tight games. But this gives the team even more confidence that we don't play good against Chelsea. We actually win because we deserve to win, and in a very convincing way. So that gives the team confidence. And I think that was almost a relief also, that the players felt that, yes, we talk a lot about that we are a good team, and but if you manage to beat Chelsea or Arsenal, then you definitely are where you are saying that you are. So it means a lot, I would say that, for the players and for us, all of us in the club.
Yeah, just finally from me, just what are you maybe expecting from Arsenal this weekend?
Yeah, I've seen them in a couple of games now, and I think they have also a lot of individual skillful players. They have the speed, they have the combination play, they have the wing play. So I think that there is a lot of things in that team that we need to take care of. But at the same time, so do we. So it will be a fascinating game on Sunday. I'm sure about that. So two good teams that is in good shape, both of them also.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. We'll go to Zoom now. We'll go to Joe.
Hi, Andre. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. I was going to ask you about the record at both ends of the pitch. There's a cliche that games are won in both boxes, and now you've got the best attack by 10 goals more than anyone else, got the best defence. How much satisfaction do you personally take from that? And also, how have you managed to get that right balance so well at both ends of the pitch?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that was what we missed in the game when we played Chelsea in the cup. That we were not good enough in the both boxes. But we have now shown during the season that we definitely we also take pride in the defending our own box. Like I mentioned earlier, of how Yama is making a punch on the ball on the corner, and then we definitely get a transition from that, and we celebrate that with her. So these celebrated defending things is very important for us also, but also in the attacking box. I think it's important that we have different goal scorers, not just Bunny that is scoring and Caroline. We have quite many different goal scorers also, and we talk a lot about that. Football is played in. We talk a lot about creating scoring chances, and scoring goals is the most important thing, and not just keeping the ball just because we should keep the ball. So we play a lot of our sessions is about playing in the length of the direction of the field.
Thank you so much. And just second one from me. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the Champions Cup. So last weekend you had your amazing win in the afternoon, and Arsenal had an incredible win of their own a bit later on in the day. They, I guess, could now claim to be the world's best club team, but you guys are 13 points ahead of them in the league. So I wonder what you make of that as a competition, and what the achievement they got, what that means as well.
Yeah, but of course they won that title, and of course they should claim that, and definitely, and I congratulate them because that's a great achievement for them, but also for our league, because it shows that our league is on a special level, that they are there, but they have a couple of teams ahead of them in the league at the moment. So definitely. Interesting to see how that develops the coming years, but if that's the way they want to proceed with that tournament, then definitely I think it's a good thing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, and good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.